strengthened by change, fortified by unity. Eastern Mindanao Command, through the years. The Eastern Mindanao Command was officially activated on August 28, 2006 with its first commander, Lieutenant General Rodolfo S. Obañana. The command was then given the responsibility to secure southeastern Mindanao, central and northern Mindanao, with a mission to conduct joint operations against all national security threats in the area. Since then, Eastern Mindanao Command became an active partner of civil authorities in maintaining peace and fostering development with its area of responsibility. To protect the indigenous peoples and their ancestral domains, Lieutenant General Cardizo M. Luna launched the Indigenous Peoples Community-Based Peace and Security Program in the different IP communities in Eastern Mindanao. When the Supreme Court declared on October 14, 2008, that the Memorandum of Agreement of Ancestral Domain as unconstitutional, violence in the central Mindanao escalated. This prompted the command under Major General Armando Cunanan to realign and redeploy forces for the sole purpose of normalizing the situation in the area and ensuring that the communities were safe and secured. The Eastern Mindanao Command under Lieutenant General Raimundo Ferrer was tasked to restore normalcy in Maguindanao when then-President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo declared martial law in response to the infamous massacre that occurred in the Ampatuan town in the province of Maguindanao in November 23, 2009. Likewise, during General Ferrer's incumbency, he institutionalized training on conflict management to bring peace in the region. The introduction of the automated elections in 2010, the command was in the forefront in ensuring the orderly and peaceful elections within the area of responsibility. Different units under the command were able to prove their mettle and non-partisanship when the rights of the people to suffrage were properly exercised peacefully and orderly. Winning the peace has been the important mandate of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. After the organization undertaken a paradigm shift, the command under Lieutenant General Arthur Toboquero crafted Panagdait Mindanao as an implementation plan of the Internal Peace and Security Plan Bayanihan, with a command's area of responsibility. During the incumbency of Lieutenant General George Segovia, he gained the unrelenting support of the local government units and agencies for the Peace and Development Outreach Program teams of Eastern Mindanao Command, which was aptly complemented by the Association of Regional Executives of National Government Agencies. The massive deployment of Peace and Development Teams, or Bayanihan teams in its area of responsibility, had deeply contributed to the betterment of the situation among communities, which resulted to the handover of counterinsurgency lead role to the provincial governments. The aftermath of the Typhoon Sendong in 2011 and Typhoon Pablo in 2012 affected some part of the command's area of responsibility. The command rose up to the challenge and mobilized different units from its air, naval, and land components to lead the search, rescue, and retrieval operations during the course of the natural catastrophe. The command organized the task force Tambayayong to assist different LGUs and NGAs in the rehabilitation of the various affected communities. Lieutenant General Ricardo Rainier Cruz, during his incumbency, made partnerships with the different stakeholders, strengthening the whole of nation initiative in achieving peace and stability in the region. He implemented 3 joint letter directives between EMC, AFP, and DPOM PNP which were aimed at strengthening the interoperability of the AFP and the PNP against threats posed by the CPP-NPA and local terrorist groups. An indigenous people-centric approach was adopted by the command during the leadership of Lieutenant General Aurelio Baladad to curb the problems brought by the intrusion of the New People's Army in the indigenous people's ancestral domain. Outreach activities were conducted to help capacitate and empower indigenous peoples, improve their living conditions, strengthen their political system, culture, and tradition, and protect them from CPP, NDF, NPA's propaganda and exploitation. Organizationally, he initiated the formulation of the command's transformation roadmap towards a world-class organization. During the incumbency of Lieutenant General Ray Leonardo Guerrero, Eastern Mindanao Command remained committed and strengthened the maintenance of peace and stability in the region. The command was able to declare the province Surigao del Sur, Agusan del Norte, Agusan del Sur, Compostela Valley, the city of Davao, and the municipality of Colombio in Sultan Kudarat as peaceful and ready for further development. With the relentless security operations in tandem with the Philippine National Police, national and local election 2016 made a mark in the election history, registering 0 violent incident. And during the Mount Apo fire on March 2016, the brave pilots and ground forces, armed with ingenuity and courage, worked hand in hand with different sectors in preventing the wildfire to engulf the communities around Mount Apo Natural Park. After a bomb that exploded at the Rojas Night Market in Davao City on September 2, 2016, President Rodrigo Duterte had declared a state of lawlessness in the entire country a day after the incident. Eastern Mindanao Command was at the forefront, undertaking several tasks to ensure public safety without compromising human rights and the rule of law, and brought the situation to normalcy in a short time. The changing security landscape in Davao City, as it becomes the alternate seat of the government and a venue of international events, brought with it an approach to adapt to its current security status. The Eastern Mindanao Command had formed the Joint Task Force Haribon on October 22, 2016 at the Naval Station Felix Apolinario in Davao City to enhance security in Davao City and its surrounding areas by integrating the air, land, and sea capabilities of the armed forces of the Philippines and shield it from terrorism and other threats. Eastern Mindanao Command was among the key players who contributed to the success of the country's hosting of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations gatherings in Davao City on February 2017. President Rodrigo Duterte's declaration of martial law on May 23, 2017 as a response to the ongoing rebellion staged by the Maote terror group in Marawi City. Eastern Mindanao Command had been at the forefront of its implementation since its declaration and had geared up various security operations to help extinguish the rebellion and prevent it from spilling over to other areas. To strengthen the security of the border with the Republic of Indonesia, Eastern Mindanao Command seek the review of the 1975 Border Crossing Agreement in order to be attuned with the changing times. Today, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Benjamin Madrigal Jr., the command continues to be Mindanao's partner in nation building and upholds a dynamic, capable, and responsive organization that is committed and ready to fulfill its mandates. With the objective of maintaining peace and order in the communities, part of the duty of the command is to deal with all threats in Eastern Mindanao, without disregarding international humanitarian law and respect of human rights in the conduct of all operations. Lieutenant General Madrigal continued the implementation of Eastern Mindanao Command's campaign plan, Sidlakang Mindanao. While reviewing the 1975 Border Crossing Agreement, intensified maritime operations and air operations are continuously being carried out to establish naval presence and sea control in the waters of its area of operations. In close coordination with the Republic of Indonesia, the Coordinate Patrol was undertaken as part of the effort to secure the southern border. With the relentless security operations conducted in the different areas of the Joint Area of Operations, the Command was able to capture numerous firearms and arrest high-profile NPA personalities and terrorists, surrender of members and leaders, and the dismantling of various underground mass organizations, which eventually resulted to the dismantling of 5 guerrilla fronts, downgrading of 7 guerrilla fronts of the CPP-NPA terrorist group, and the declaration of Bukidnon as peaceful and ready for further development. During the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, the Eastern Mindanao Command once again proved its mettle as it contributed to the peaceful and orderly elections. Community Support Program. Considered as integral in addressing the root causes of insurgency, the Command gave focus on community development to ensure peaceful and smooth flow of social, cultural, religious, political, and economic activities of the people, and at the same time secure the delivery of basic services of the local government units and agencies and the non-government organizations. Through the 4th Infantry Division, the Kapalayapaan, a rice revolution was launched and implemented in Caraga region to address the rice insufficiency and exorbitant rice price. The Command is aggressive in the conduct of stakeholders' engagements as it recognized the vital role of different groups, sectors, and other stakeholders in the campaign for peace and security in the Eastern Mindanao. Panagtagbo Mindanao. A Mindanao Indigenous Peoples Summit was organized to provide venue for the indigenous peoples to voice out their issues and concern with the different national agencies and the President of the Republic of the Philippines. The Command gathered more than 600 former rebels as they seek audience to the President and provide them the opportunity to look into the brighter side of life. Through this initiative, it encouraged other organizations and agencies toward convergence to address the issues and concern of the vulnerable sectors in the geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas. These initiatives was adopted and became template in the crafting and implementation of enhanced comprehensive localized integration program. The Command continues to engage the youth through the conduct of Youth Leadership Summit to contribute in their development as law-abiding and good citizens. Lieutenant General Madrigal, as commander, made extra effort to participate and innovate ways and means to level the understanding of the different local chief executives about peace and security. With the looming threats of violent extremism, Eastern Mindanao Command is at the forefront of awareness campaign to ensure the understanding of different stakeholders on the dynamics and causes of violent extremism. In coordination with the Philippine National Police and other law enforcement agencies, the Command conducts critical infrastructure protection and security operations to secure government, economic, developmental, tourism, and civilian infrastructures and equipments that are under critical situations and are facing security threats. humanitarian assistance and disaster response remains as one of the top concerns of the Eastern Mindanao Command. Organizationally, Eastern Mindanao Command under Lieutenant General Madrigal continued the reform initiatives by his predecessor of transforming the command into a world-class organization. On December 13, 2017, Eastern Mindanao Command became the first unified command to be confirmed with the institutionalization status in the Armed Forces of the Philippines Transformation Institutionalization Pathway with a Gold Trailblazer Award for obtaining a rating of 95.56%. Recognizing the importance of reserve force development, the command continuously organize, develop, and structure the reservists and reserve units in Eastern Mindanao. And as the region continuously faces the challenge of changing times, Eastern Mindanao Command will always be a reliable partner for real change and development in Eastern Mindanao.